Welcome to Read Radio, the official podcast of Fraser Valley Regional Library.
Hi, my name is Sally, and I recently listened to a book that was, without a doubt, one of the most disturbing and divisive things I've ever encountered. The book is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Maria Bazterrica. It was originally published in Argentina and later translated and released worldwide. The writing style is unique, at times a bit stilted, but it strangely suits the surreal and unsettling nature of the story. The premise is laid out very clearly. A virus infects all animals, making their meat unsafe for human consumption. This leads to the mass slaughter of all livestock, pets, and most wildlife. With no traditional protein sources left, society turns to an unthinkable solution: legalized cannibalism. The story follows Marcos, who works at a processing plant for this new kind of meat, euphemistically called special meat. He oversees the procedures to ensure everything runs smoothly, but the transition from traditional livestock to humans as a food source has taken a psychological toll on him. After losing his child, his wife leaves him, and he finds himself disconnected from everything. One day, Marcos is gifted a live specimen of the highest quality. Instead of processing her, he decides to keep her at home, essentially raising her. Over time, he begins treating her more and more like a human, blurring the lines between livestock and person. This leads him to a moral and emotional breaking point, culminating in a final chapter that literally had me gasping out loud. I immediately called the only person I knew who had the book on their shelf and begged them to read it so I could talk to someone about it. I was dying for someone to process this with. It's gross, it's disturbing, it's thought-provoking, and it forces you to confront some deep and uncomfortable truths. It's a powerful allegory about human consumption and the way we treat animals, and it really made me reevaluate a few things. Fair warning. The descriptions of special meat and the slaughter process are not for the faint of heart or weak of stomach. I found this book through multiple recommendation lists, and what stood out to me was that readers from all genres, not just horror fans, were engaging with it. While the content is horrific, I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a horror novel. It's bizarre, bold, and truly unlike anything else I've read. Personally, I'm always on the hunt for stories that push boundaries, and Tender is the Flesh does exactly that. I listened to the audiobook version, and it was hauntingly immersive. Maybe a little too immersive, if you know what I mean, but that's exactly what I enjoy in a reading experience. This story lingers. It's one of those books that clings to the corners of your mind long after you've finished. If this sounds like your kind of book and you're craving more, I recommend Lapvona by Otessa Moshfegh or A Certain Hunger by Chelsea Summers. They both carry similar vibes and will definitely appeal to readers who appreciate the dark, provocative tone of Tender is the Flesh. Want to really shake things up at your next book club? Try all three. I hope I haven't scared you off entirely. Maybe I've even inspired you to challenge yourself with a book that'll test your boundaries. Tender is the Flesh is available through the library in print, ebook, and downloadable audio. Just remember, read at your own risk. Happy reading!
To get personalized reading suggestions from Fraser Valley Regional Library staff, go to our website, FVRL.ca. Click on Reading Room, and then My Reading Advisor, and tell us what you like to read. We'll email you our suggestions.